All right, many thanks, Professor Murphy. Let's get to Professor Abubakar here. Very interesting conversation. I'm excited that this is happening in Nigeria. You know, yeah, it's brilliant. It actually shows that a lot can be done here. But I want you to speak to us about how equipped the National Hospital is, because earlier you talked about the fact that you cannot have this elsewhere, you know, because of, you know, the things that you need, you know, to carry out this this demonstration study. Speak about that. And then when you talked about immunotherapy, you talked about a drug that boosts your immune system. And I'm thinking that if the immune system of any individual is high, of course you can deal with any other kind of disease, right? Whether cancer, whether diabetes, or whatever it is. So are there studies, you know, ongoing at the moment that you're privy of that can get to this stage, like, you know, like colorectal cancer, just so that we can now begin to deal with other issues using immunotherapy and not chemotherapy as we do at the moment? I don't know if...
Yeah, great question. Again, you've asked many questions at the same time. So, the first one, I think, is how equipped is the National Hospital. You see, I mentioned that this study is going to test our health systems, and it has been doing it. It took us almost 5 years to get to where we are from the time that we conceptualized this study in the first place. And most of the things that happened are bordering around our health system, not only at the National Hospital, but involving regulatory agents and so on and so forth. So it is testing all that, and we want to see how we can get it better. Okay, so it's the same thing at the National Hospital. Until now, we didn't have the ability to do molecular testing, which is the MSI. Now we have that ability, and going forward, if we're able to get maybe better machines and so on, we will be able to do even other molecular testings. So that is developing capacity as well. And for the first time, we're doing this in the volume study. We have actually had the theory. Now we are looking at the practical aspect of it, and that is why we have a whole team. Every day we sit down and look at the patient critically and ask questions about his disease, about his well-being, his quality of life, and so on and so forth. And that is why that team involves not only doctors, but we have nurses, we have pharmacists, we have data analysts, we have patient navigators that call the patient regularly to ask questions about their well-being, whether they have seen anything that is unusual and so on. Because immunotherapy, like I said, tickles your immune system. And when that happens, other organs can get involved. And if you are not able to recognize those symptoms, you will not be able to treat those side effects. Okay. Most of the concerns around immunotherapies, because it's not only one drug, right? There are so many other drugs for so many other things. You made mention of breast cancer. There are specific type of breast cancers, like the triple negative, that you can actually use fantastic immunotherapy and get them cured, literally, okay? But if you are not able to recognize the side effects, then you are not going to manage patients with immunotherapy. And that is one of the key things. If you don't have the capacity, if you don't have the know-how, you don't have the expertise and the resources to be able to manage side effects, you don't even dabble into immunotherapies. And that is why it has been so difficult for Africans to accept immunotherapy. But we are fascinated that what is obtained out there is also possible to be done right here. And this is what the demonstration trial is trying to define at this moment.
Okay, beyond the treatment, what does this study mean for Nigeria's capacity, especially in cancer research and oncology training?
Yes, so we are developing capacity, and from here we want to expand it to other centers. Our experiences will be shared. Among others, I happen to be the president of the Association of Clinical and Radiation Oncologists in Nigeria, which means that all the clinicians are really looking at us and they are asking questions, and some of them will actually come and see how we are doing things so that they can also develop their own studies with other immunotherapies. So we feel that this is just the gateway. This is what is going to unleash all the goodness of immunotherapies. They are fantastic drugs because they give better outcome of treatment even in advanced diseases. And Nigeria have over most of our patients present at very advanced stage, almost 86%. So if we are able to use this type of drugs, we will be able to take care of most of the patients that are presenting with advanced disease. So this is just the tip of the iceberg. Okay. This is the beginning of better things to come. And like Aisha mentioned, the government of Nigeria, the Minister of State for Health and Social Services is so excited about it. When he came for the launch, he stayed there throughout. Okay. And in his talk, he was very clear about it. They want to see what is the data, what will be the outcome, so that this will shape policy going forward about immunotherapy and indeed about cancer care in this country.
Okay, thank you very much.